How you doing? Stan King.
Doing great.
Nice
Bill.
to meet you. Bill, how you doing?
Doing great.
Good. What brings you in today?
Well, I'm having some, I don't know, I'm trying to figure a few things out with my marriage.
Okay.
My wife's name is Gina.
Okay.
I would have brought her in, but we kind of had a little falling out.
Okay.
Um,
Does she know you're here?
no. I haven't talked to her in about 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
She kind of moved out. And we've had fights before, but this one kind of escalated a little bigger.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And yeah, things are looking towards more of like a divorce.
See.
We've had fights before, but they haven't really led to as big as it's become now.
Right.
And so
Right.
right now, I don't know, trying to figure out like what, I don't know, my next steps, like what I'm supposed to do if that actually happens or what.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm sorry to hear that you guys are going through some problems right now. How long have you guys been married?
About 6 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kids?
Yeah, we have 6 kids.
Okay.
I adopted them. Got married about 6 years ago. We got married kind of fast, like within a year or so of meeting each other.
Okay.
And at that time, I was also kind of going through a few things. My wife had actually committed suicide before, and after my son had committed suicide the year before that.
Wow.
And so I was going through a pretty rough patch at that time, and so but yeah, I met this family and I just kind of fell in love with them, and we kind of hit it off pretty fast.
Right.
But I guess maybe we went through it a little too fast. And
Right,
we got
right.
married pretty fast, but
Yeah. That's a lot.
Mhm.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so I commend you for, being able to go through everything you've gone through, and still be able to hold it together,
Mhm.
and move on and even be in a relationship. And so, wow. Can you tell me a little bit about your work history?
Yeah. I'm a police officer.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been working for pretty much my whole career that I've had. So I've been about 30 years now.
Wow. Okay.
Officer, but yeah, I'm 60 years old.
Okay.
I'm not sure I don't look it, but
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I'm 60. She's 47, so I guess there's a little bit of an age gap there, and
Okay,
so that
yeah.
might be, I don't know, part of the problem. But yeah, and I pull on, pretty good. It's police officer salary,
Right.
but it's just about 60 right now.
Okay.
60.
So about 60 a year?
Mm-hmm.
And so what did your wife do?
She works for the university,
Okay.
and she's a manager for like custodial staff and
Okay.
whatnot. but
Okay.
She still gets like 34 a year around there.
And so, if you don't mind me asking, how are your kids dealing with this right now?
Kind of rough. And I've kind of had a falling out with like the oldest two, and my youngest, the youngest son. He's 18. He kind of moved in with a friend because he wasn't dealing with it very well.
Right.
And so
Right.
a lot of them are just kind of angry at me, which is fine. I mean, they can be themselves, but
Right. Right.
the other ones, they're I guess kind of on my side.
Right.
But yeah, just trying to figure out and what to kind of do with the kids, because I love them all. I'm kind of mad at some of them, but
Yeah.
at the same time,
Yeah, it's understandable.
yeah.
It's understandable. If you can, tell me a little bit about, what kind of led up to the arguments and fights. And do you guys fight about finances at all?
Yeah, sometimes. I guess I'm more of a spender.
Okay.
I kind of get mad whenever she like spends stuff on
Right.
on small things. Like she goes to like Goodwill and buys cheap stuff when we could go to the store and like get stuff for more money that's already nicer.
Right.
I guess she likes to fix it up and
Right.
whatnot,
Right.
like craftsier or whatever. But I like to have, I don't know, I like to have nice things
Right.
already like there, like made.
So she's a little more thrifty, and you rather go
Yeah.
for the
Yeah, I guess.
higher end.
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I have like 6 motorcycles
Wow.
in my garage.
Okay.
It's kind of like my hobby.
Okay.
I have some 4-wheelers. I have 2 trucks. The trucks aren't paid off yet, but everything else is pretty much paid off.
Okay.
But
What about
yeah,
your home?
my home, we still, I think we have like 15 years left on it, and it's 120 owed still.
Okay.
And you know, we've been talking about downsizing for a while, but and well, I still want to downsize.
Yeah.
I just don't know if she'll be in the picture for that.
Okay. Well, before we go there,
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you. So you have 6 children.
Mm-hmm.
How old is the oldest?
24. No,
24.
I'm sorry, 26.
26. And the youngest?
18.
Okay. So
Twins.
Twins, really.
Mm-hmm.
So are they out of the house, or they in college? Or?
One is still living with me,
Okay.
Tori, and she, and her twin is the boy who moved out
Okay.
with a friend.
Okay.
And she doesn't know exactly what she wants to do yet.
Okay.
And we don't really have a college fund or anything like that
Okay.
either.
Okay. Is she thinking about college, or are you guys thinking about possibly paying for? to go
She's
to
thinking
school?
about a mission for
Okay.
like her church.
Okay.
It's about $10,000.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
that's one thing for sure.
And her name is Tori.
Yes.
Okay.
And the brother's actually for sure going on a mission,
Okay.
and that's another $10,000.
Okay. And what's his name?
Jack.
Okay. Okay. And so, do you have funds saved for this mission already?
Not really. I don't know. It's that's what I'm trying to figure out right now, because we have some savings that me and Gina had been saving up, but I don't know. We were planning on using that for like us,
Okay.
but now that we're getting a divorce, maybe I don't know what exactly we're gonna do. We don't have savings really for
Okay.
those things.
Okay.
It's I don't know. I've been more like pushing Jack to save up on his own for if he wants to actually go on that mission, and he hasn't.
Right.
And so I don't know. I don't want him to not go on it, but at the same time, like he needs to like work towards it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you know, and what we can do is definitely come up with a plan. You know, some sort of budget, so we can kind of get some funds saved up for that. And you know, right now, I want to get to know you. You know, I
Okay.
want to get to know a little bit more about you, and your wife, and you know, maybe some more about your kids, and you know what your plan is if you guys were to remain married, right? That's the goal.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want a divorce, do you?
At this point, I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's really hard to. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've had therapy and stuff, but I don't think I need therapy.
Okay.
They need therapy. They like need therapy like hardcore. Like they've had like sexual abuse and stuff
Right,
in
right,
their past,
right.
and her ex-husband is actually like in prison right now
Okay.
because he like abused like some of them sexually.
Okay.
And so like I'm like I don't know if they don't get therapy, then I don't really know what to do. I think that I'm fine.
Right.
Like to me, but I don't know. I really don't know where to go from here. I think that I want a divorce.
Okay.
I mean,
Can I call you Bill?
yes,
Okay.
yes, please.
Bill, can I say this about therapy?
Mm-hmm.
So my wife and I thought the same way you thought, right? We were going through our problems, and I was totally against therapy.
Mm.
I just wasn't a proponent of therapy at all. And I really, really wanted to make things work for us. And so I decided to go. And once we actually went into therapy and I kind of bought into it, life changed for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just a bit of advice, even if you don't feel like therapy could help you, by you taking those steps to go to therapy, shows your family that you support them.
Yeah.
And, there's absolutely an opportunity for some growth in therapy, for you to kind of, to be able to vent and,
Right.
get some of your problems out on the table so everyone can kind of dissect them and,
Mhm.
you can get some feedback on that.
I mean, I don't know. I think about sometimes like having grandkids. I've never
Mhm.
really I have grandkids with some of my other kids, my biological kids, but they're not in my life anymore, and that kind of, I don't know, that kind of hurts. But I do kind of think of like the kids that I have right now with Gina. I don't know. I think about having grandkids with them,
Right.
and I get pretty emotional about that.
Right.
And I don't want to lose that either.
Right, right.
That's something that's important to me. That I'd like to have that in my life.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't really believe in like financial planning or anything like
Right,
that either.
right.
I kind of came here because I figure I don't know, some stuff that I just don't know. So maybe you're right.
Right. And we're definitely here to help you in any way that we possibly can financially.
Mhm.
So let me get a little bit more information if I can.
Mm-hmm.
So are you retired now?
No, I'm not retired.
Okay. So
I'm
do
still
you have
working.
any investments or?
Well, I have the pension plan
Okay.
that the police force has.
Okay. So you're invested in the pension? No
Mhm.
401k?
No,
No IRA?
no.
Okay. And how about your wife?
She also has a retirement plan.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure on the specifics of it.
Okay. 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 And no savings?
Savings have about 20,000.
20,000 in savings?
Yeah.
Okay. And would you say you want to use that for Tori and Jack's trip, or were you thinking about maybe investing, or?
I mean, both kind of. Yeah, and I mean, all that money's not due at the same time.
Okay.
Like for the $10,000, it's
Okay.
more like over the period of like 2 years.
Okay.
I don't even know if Tori's gonna go on a mission still.
Okay,
She's still
right.
like up in arms about that.
Right,
She's
right.
trying to figure out. I think she has like a year before she wants to decide that.
Okay.
Jackson's leaving the end of August, and so I suppose that could go towards Jackson's at least for sure
Right.
now, and so.
Okay.
But like I said, that'd be $10,000 over the period of about 2 years.
Okay.
So.
And so, what's your mortgage payment?
It is $1,500,
Okay.
I believe.
1,500. And how about all the rest of your expenses for the month?
Yeah, probably pay about $2,500 a month.
$25 a month?
That's including the mortgage payment.
Okay. And do you guys split bills?
Bills. Yes. We do. For the most part, I try to take care of everything.
Okay.
But she probably ends up paying for all the food
Okay.
and whatnot.
Okay.
I pay for most of the bills.
So what?
And she pays for, I don't know, just the random stuff.
Okay. So, is that how you guys prefer it? Or do you know, have you talked to her about things like that?
Yeah, we don't really talk a whole lot about the finances. It's just kind of how it worked out.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Okay. And so now that I have this information here and I've got a few numbers that we can work with, explain to me why you're here.
I guess I want to be prepared if there is a divorce.
Okay.
Like what, like as far as, because I feel like my life is kind of going to change because these kids have been in my life for the last 6 years,
Right.
and I've kind of, just kind of grown to have that.
Okay.
They're all moving out anyway, pretty much.
Right.
So I guess I'm trying to figure out how to go to the next stage, and potentially how to just take care of me.
Okay. Okay.
Instead of having to take care of them.
Okay.
And
So have you ever created a budget for yourself, or is it just basically pay the bills,
yeah,
make sure that the kids
anything
are taken
that's-
care of?
Yeah, I mean, I put a certain amount in the savings, and but yeah, take care of the bills, and after that, I don't know if there's something extra left over. I usually, buy a motorcycle or something
right,
like that.
right,
And,
right.
but yeah,
Okay. When do you plan on retiring?
probably, I don't know, 65.
About 5 years or so.
Yeah, about 5 years.
Okay. And let's see, like on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at in terms of the divorce, moving forward with a divorce?
Like how I feel towards having a divorce.
Right. Because that kind of changes the game a little bit.
Right.
Now we're talking, either we're going to talk about you and your wife together, or we're going to talk about you guys separately.
Right. I'm probably leaning more towards the divorce.
Okay.
So I don't know, 6.5 or 7.
Okay. Okay.
So just like, I don't know, still feel like I'm on the fence, but
Right.
I don't know, if things don't work out for any reason, like.
Right. You want to be prepared.
Uh-huh.
Right, which is smart, very smart, and we can help you do that. And either way, hopefully, in our next meeting, we'll have a better idea of what's going to go on and what's going to happen. I always root for, the marriages to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, I went through kind of the same situation,
Right.
And so I share your feelings, and I understand just how close you can get, to, losing everything. At
Right.
least that's what it feels like.
Right.
Before one or two things happen, you either lose everything or, things tend to work themselves out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't want to make too many decisions, and I don't want you to have to make too many decisions just yet. Do you plan on talking to your wife anytime soon?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I really should.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, I don't know. I mean, if I don't talk to her, then it'll for sure probably be a divorce.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know how prepared I am for that.
Well, listen, do you love your family?
Of course I love my family, yeah.
Do you love your wife?
Yeah, I love her.
Okay. Would you be upset if it didn't work out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'd be kind of broken. I mean, at the same time, I care about myself too.
Right. Absolutely.
I want to take care of me.
Absolutely. And you know what? As long as you're okay, then you can take care of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it is about taking care of yourself. And I want the best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I want, I want you to be happy and,
Mm-hmm.
prosperous moving forward. And so whatever we can do in order to kind of make that happen, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think if we can set up a budget, just to get a savings,
Right.
maybe start with a small nest egg,
Mm-hmm.
to try to get some money saved up just in case, for a
Yeah.
rainy day, and create a budget, and again, if you can bring in some of your financial statements, and we can take a look at that and really examine those,
Okay.
and then kind of get those things set up moving forward.
Right.
I think that will help out a lot.
Right.
I think that will help out a lot. And if anything changes with you and your wife, of course, bring her in as well.
Right.
And we can kind of get some things set up around that.
Okay. No, sounds good.
Okay. Well, again, man, I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through. I've been there, but you seem like the type of guy that can make it through it and be okay. And so I'll be looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks or so. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
good.
Good to meet you,
All right,
Bill.
you too, Stan.
All right.